Hello and welcome to the 23rd Annual Garden State Film Festival. My name is Emily DeSimone, and here with me today I have Elisa Alday, Director for the homegrown university film Talos. Elisa, how are you today?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining me. So please tell our live audience a bit about your film.
All right. So my film is my senior thesis film, Talos. We, well, I guess but I worked with a team, obviously. Um, it's a film based, I guess, loosely based off my experiences as a kid and my relationship with my sisters. Um, I won't spoil too much because we still gotta show the movie when it shows up on Saturday. Um, I it was I think I would call it like technically like my most finished film,
Mhm.
because the way that UArt's animation curriculum works, is that they have us start with sophomore and junior films to get ready for the senior film. But I transferred in from community college, and I did have experience directing, but I didn't have experience directing animation. So my junior year was kind of spent figuring out how to do that. So by senior year, I was basically rolling, and I knew had some friendships that I built up, and I asked them to help if they had time. So I have my friends voice acting for the film. I had some of them help with some animation. It was like really fun, and working with a team was really fun because it made the workload like so much easier.
What would you say inspired your writing for this film?
Yeah, basically like always been a writer. I didn't realize I was like really I had like a knack for it until like I think it was fourth grade. I was like enrolled into like a writing sparks program. I was like, what is that? And I found out later it's like, oh, it's like you have like a certain knack for writing and like literary analysis in like elementary school. So it was really nice. It helped me like exercise my ability to write a lot more. And I just really enjoyed like making comics and stuff too. I just really enjoyed like storytelling in general. So basically, I think it kind of came naturally to me, especially with the way it was writing. You learn a lot how to like simplify stuff, and like as you like take in more like art and like examine like a lot of more storytelling, they tell you, or at least in UArts they told us like make sure to like simplify things in our writing classes, because I think when you're like young and you have a lot of characters in your head, it makes sense to you, but like explaining everything in a way that's concise and understandable is like the real challenge. So I think that's something that I've started to become really good at since going to UArts. It was really helpful.
So I know you said that this was your senior thesis.
Mhm.
So what was this process like for you?
Yeah, I think it was basically spent correcting the mistakes I made junior year, because I think I was still adjusting, um, going to art school, kind of dealing a little bit with imposter syndrome, and realizing I needed like a professional like setup at home and to not just like commute to and fro to work on a tablet. So junior year, most of my thesis I think was spent like building my PC. Really poor time management. And like I use like the style I usually draw in to animate, which was really hard because it was like it's more like anime, which has more like realistic proportions.
Mhm.
And I like barely got it done. I didn't even get to submit it into like our showcase reel because I was like so tired. But with Talis, I used like a way simpler art style, so it made things a lot easier on me. And it also made the transition between like animators like really easy too, because it wasn't too much for them to like adjust to the art style.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, the art style I use specifically is from like the early 2000s with the cartoons I grew up with, called, what is it called again? UPA Revival,
Mhm.
which in turn was based off of like 1960s cartoons. So it was a really fun art style to draw in. And I think since then it's kind of influenced how I draw now because I found I really like art styles that like skew more towards cartoonish and like lots of thick lines. So I had like a lot more fun um directing as well with voice actors. Because I didn't really work with voice actors in my last film. Um but I think it took a lot of working through, like, technical difficulties too, but a lot of them like, all my voice actors got their work done, like, really snappy, and they just knew what the job was. It was really nice. Brenna especially, she was from the, this is the, benefit of working at a mixed performing arts school, is that you get so many people in different departments, who are able to help you. Um, a lot of I know some students for other thesis films had, like, composers,
Mhm.
and just it's just really cool, and, like, dance majors are there for, like, references for, like, animators. But Brenna, she 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 approached me for, voicing Talos
Mhm.
because it was, like, a kind of I think, like, a crossover, like, assignment between the animation and, acting departments, and she sent me her demo, and it was, like, so good. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm, like, so honored such, like, a talented actress is, like, coming to voice my film." And yeah, she got it done so well. I was, like, so happy with the results. B2, they voiced Mach,
Mhm.
and they do voice acting on the side as, like, I guess, yeah, on the side as, like, a hobby, and just, like, for fun.
Mhm.
It's and they were really they I think we got our the all the lines for Mach done in, like, one session. It was really smooth. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, like, navigating, like, sound mixing too on my own because they, gave us some required classes in the curriculum for that. Um, but I think that was the benefit of just working in a performing arts school in general. You learn, like, so many trades, and it helps you, like, communicate better with, like, all the people you're working with. So I think that'll help me in the long run.
What is it that you are hoping that your audience will gain from Talos?
Let's see. I'm hoping that, like, they gain, like, just a warm, fuzzy feeling from it. I didn't really have well, I would consider it something deep to say. I feel like single parent relationships aren't really I think I've seen it a lot more in cartoons these days with, Steven Universe and,
Mhm.
Clarence, but I feel like single parent relationships are overlooked, and I feel like I think parent relationships in general like need more attention in media because I feel um it's just important to love your kids, you know?
Mhm.
Like, especially now with, like, all the things, like, distracting from, like, relationships with, like, devices and stuff. I see, like, my older cousins with their children kinda, like, giving them their, like, phones and iPads to, like, quiet them down. I'm like, "No, don't do that." Yeah, but yeah, I think the film is just kinda, like, based off of, I guess, idealistically, um, a a parent-child, like, relationship, like, how they deal with their problems, and, like, communicating their, like, feelings, because I feel
Mhm.
like that's something not a lot of people are taught or just, like, choose to ignore.
Mhm. Hmm.
Mhm.
That's interesting. I'm coming from So this film is about a parent and the way that they communicate with their child. Is that what I'm taking?
Yeah, so I feel like I didn't even go over the synopsis. I
That's
was, like, so
okay,
lost through
that's
it.
okay.
Okay, so basically it's about, Mach is this, robotics engineer who is really hardworking, and she, like, needs to get, like, this patent done to show to, like, investors, and because that's the way she makes income, because she's the only parent in the family.
Mhm,
So but her son, Neo, is, neglected and really upset that she's always working,
mhm.
so she decides to build him a robot friend named Talos, um, to quell his antsiness. Um, um, but, where was I going with this? Well, that's the synopsis. I'm sorry, can you repeat the
No,
question?
no, 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 it's okay. Yeah, we were talking about how this is, like a parent relationship to a child.
Yeah. So basically in the film, Talos is kind of here as, like, the middleman trying to figure out what both of their, like, emotional kind of, communication problems are,
Mhm.
um, and, she kinda brings them together to try to get them to, communicate and to talk to each other.
That sounds like such a beautiful story.
Thank you.
If I may, I mean, what inspired that story then for you, if I may ask? I understand that you said like you were inspired animation wise by, you called it, I think, like Eve
Yeah, UPA Revival, it's a
Revival
lot of
60s.
yeah,
So what inspired this story for you?
yeah, I would say that, as a kid, I I didn't dwell too much in, like, negative emotions
Hmm.
too much, because I think culturally, that's just not how I was raised,
Right.
but I think recently, I've tried to spend more time reflecting on why those types of emotions are important,
Yeah.
and, I think even, like, some cartoons especially, I'll say specifically Steven Universe,
Hmm.
they the writing, like, Rebecca Sugar's writing, like, really teaches you how, like, important, the wide range of emotions are, and, like, how that can, like, affect people, and why, it's important to, like, talk out, like, your negative emotions and not, like, bottle them up.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
Well,
really interesting.
that sounds like a very beautiful and also very relatable message that I think
Yeah.
a lot of your audience members are going to receive when they
Mhm.
watch this screening. Alisa, I would love to continue talking to you about this, but unfortunately, we are running a bit out of time.
That's
So,
alright.
your homegrown university film Talos will be screening at the Jersey Shore Arts Center on Saturday, March 29th at 2:30 p.m. Again, Alisa, thank you so much for joining me today. Will you be at the film festival this year?
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm excited to see all the films there.
Well, can't wait to see you there. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and
You too.
congratulations on your acceptance to the festival.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you again for having me.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.